exceptionally hard for this city and this district, as I try to have done it throughout my career, because there's no better thing to work for than our students.
Boston School Superintendent Mary Skipper, marking her 5th month on the job. She inherited a school system that is teeming with challenges. The district on the brink of a state takeover. The classrooms, some of the most diverse in the nation, with nearly 1 in every 2 students speaking a language other than English at home. 1 in 5 BPS students has a disability, while half are economically disadvantaged.
The school lunch lady's daughter, who found her calling as a teacher, then launched a nationally recognized high school in Dorchester.
That school, Tech Boston Academy, which scores today in the top percentile on state testing and touts a 94% college placement rate. Skipper led the school back in 2011 when then President Barack Obama visited and highlighted Tech Boston as a model for the nation.
And obviously at the helm is Mary Skipper, who's doing unbelievable work.
Boston's 6th school superintendent in the past 10 years, and facing adversity from inside and outside the classroom.
The level of violent crimes rose, a lot last year in 2022, so we really have to be concerned.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Holmes Ward. This afternoon, a conversation with the school superintendent of the Boston Public Schools, Mary Skipper. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you're at the beginning of your first calendar year as superintendent of the district, but you have about half a school year under your belt. Describe what it's been like so far to lead BPS.
So I had a lot of familiarity with BPS. It raised me as an educator for 20 years. And so coming back in, I think I really was looking to see what was the same and what were the strengths that we could build on and what were the things that needed to be adjusted, to change, to be rebuilt. And so it's been a lot of conversations, meeting people that I had the chance to work with before, and meeting new people, listening to parents, listening to students, really trying to get a pulse of the district.
Is this your dream job, would you say?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is a job that I think earlier in my career I would not have been prepared for. I'm not sure you can fully be prepared for this job, but I do think that getting the experiences I've had both in Boston and then in Somerville, in the connections and the relationships that I've been able to develop, I think it really will allow me to be able to leverage all of the talent that's in and around our city to bring to bear to the most important thing we have, which is our children.
You're walking into a district that has lots of challenges. First, let's talk about school safety. Incidents at several schools have made headlines since the beginning of the school year. Bullets were found at the Henderson School, a teacher assaulted at the Young Achievers School, a stabbing at Boston Latin Academy, a shooting outside the Burke. Police recovered the loaded gun from a 7-year-old student at the Up Academy Holland School, and a number of other fights and brawls. And several members of the city council have called for, almost demanded, metal detectors and the reinstatement of police in schools. What do you think about how school safety can be improved?
So there's nothing more important than school safety, making sure that our students psychologically and physically are safe every day. It's what every superintendent worries about, needs to worry about. I think, you cannot watch a television show, the news, or pick up a paper nationally that you don't see these crises and this type of violence that's happening. What's most concerning is that it's happening with younger and younger students. And I think societally we have to be concerned with that. Much of this is, we say post-pandemic, but it really isn't post-pandemic for our students. They missed so much time, relationship building, self-management, regulation skills, in addition to all their academic skills. And the trauma that many of our young people have gone through, continue to go through because of the pandemic and because of violence in the community, it really takes its toll on them. And that plays out in our schools, it plays out around our schools.
Because it's a reflection of the society that's around the school playground, the schoolyard. But do you think metal detectors and more police in schools is the answer?
So I think that we need to rely on the things that we know best that work. And foremost, that's relationship building with our students. That is the thing that keeps us and our students the safest. And that is adults being very intentional, developing relationships relationships, knowing students, creating school cultures that are strong, that really foster a sense of belonging for our students, so that students feel if there's an issue, they can bring it forward. They have a trusted adult to be able to do that.
So it sounds like you're saying no to
What I'm saying is that there's a variety of ways and mitigations that we have to put onto the table to make sure that our students are safe. For me, it's, you know, going back to a very robust community process that happened back in 2021 in the BPS before I came, in which the community and you know, community stakeholders across the city really weighed in on what they wanted relative to school police, relationship with BPD. That is data that needs to be on the table and considered. There's a Council of Great City Schools report, most recently on school safety. That certainly is important to us because it represents the type of supports and systems that exist across the country.
And does that report, that data, suggest more police in the
They
schools?
reference looking at, you know,
Looking at it.
again, looking at it. There's no firm recommendation to it, but, you know, these are things to consider.
Sure.
I think what they really applaud us for, and that we will build forward on, is the anti-bullying work that we've been doing, the restorative practice work that we've been doing, the work with our social workers in every single one of our buildings and increasing availability of social workers for our students and our families. Mental health, you know, certainly as a city
Sure.
is a public health crisis, and, you know, and has been said again and again, and is in our district. And so these are all things that in our current budget and in our future budget will be representative to grow.
BPS facing lots of challenges, as you know, under a systemic improvement plan mandated by the state of Massachusetts, Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. The plan was put in place to avoid a state takeover, and this happened before you arrived, but the district must meet a number of milestones across key areas such as safety, transportation, underperforming schools, multilingual learners and students with disabilities and others. So update us on where the district stands with meeting some of those milestones.
Yes, so, you know, we see this as a partnership with DESE. We welcome the feedback and the improvement plan, and we've been, you know, working very intentionally to make sure that in good communication we're meeting all of the benchmarks that have been laid out, which we have. I think the Council of Great City Schools in the areas of safety and transportation and special education were critical. I think the feedback on our multilingual education strategy is going to be key for our long-term plan. And so we're just in regular dialogue with DESE on this, and so far we've been able to meet the benchmarks. On transportation, we continue to work on this. I think one of the things all three of these reports underscore is that these are really rebuilding systems. And some of that can happen easily and quickly, and some of those things have to take a little bit longer to do. And so I think DESE's recognize that, and certainly we do. But we are very much in dialogue with the state. You know, we feel very good that we have strategies that we're laying out in each of these reports and recommendations that we'll be able to take to be able to rebuild those systems so that our district can be efficient, safe, take our students and be able to transport them, you know, back and forth safely and on time. And certainly on our special education side, we're very excited about inclusion and the landmark deal that was reached with the PTU as a way to make our district fully inclusive.
Another challenge, test scores in Massachusetts are at a 19-year low in math and reading, and interestingly, we're still leading the nation station-wide in average test scores, but there are still some concerns that it will take years, as you said, to kind of undo the backslide that came about as a result of the pandemic. What specific changes is BPS planning to make to elevate those scores?
So I think, you know, first of all, we're not interested in going back to a pandemic normal from before, pre-pandemic. We are interested in closing and identifying the opportunity and achievement gaps that exist for our students. 85% of our district are Black and brown children, special education students, multilingual students. It is not acceptable to have the level of gap that has existed over the decades. And I think that's nationally, and I think that's certainly statewide and here. So we're interested in putting in place strong academic systems, orienting the rest of the system around our academics. Equitable literacy is where we sort of began, because we believe that from a literacy standpoint, everything gets touched by literacy. And so equitable literacy is a way that brings grade level, culturally and linguistically affirming content to every student in every classroom every day in the BPS. And it's in this way that we intend to build up and close the gap, in addition to not creating the gap going forward.
Okay, you're going to be with us for 2 more segments.
Great.
Looking forward to more conversation. We'll be back with Mary Skipper just after this.